because right now I seem to be experiencing a glitch in my mind control programming, and I can talk properly about what exactly has been going on with me. Indeed, despite my status as a targeted individual in a British mind control program, I seem to be majority percentage mind controlled by a Russian targeted individual program. Indeed, I have been being remotely mind controlled by the Russian state for over 6 years. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the beams originate in St. Petersburg, so it's all very interesting to consider. I'm being remotely mind controlled from St. Petersburg, so it's all rather strange to consider. I'm not going to start apologizing for things I've said, because a lot of things I said still stand. This is the thing. But I'm not a Russian sympathizer at all. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the Russian intelligence services have been remotely mind controlling me for 6 years to attempt to portray me as a Russian agent to the British public, which is all very interesting to consider. Indeed, they have been irradiating me with supreme Soviet technology and voice to skull technology. So it's already been quite scary. Indeed, in the last hour or so, there seems to have been a glitch in the mind control programming. So I'm not spinning so much in this Russian psychosis. So it's all very interesting. We can talk frankly now about the situation. Indeed, I am a guinea pig, a test subject in Project Sturm, i.e. the ongoing Soviet mind control program that was begun in the 1920s by a network of doctors operating out of a laboratory in St. Petersburg, which, funnily enough, is the same laboratory that are generating the mind control technology being used on me right now, i.e. the irradiation via technologies unseen before, and the use of a voice to skull technology that is far more sophisticated than anything that is possessed by the British intelligence services. So it's all very interesting indeed. The frequencies that I've been receiving all these years have been Russian frequencies of mind control. So it's all very interesting. I've been used as a guinea pig in Project Sturm for years. Indeed, this may have even begun 13 years ago when Russian intelligence picked up on me in Belgrade. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I now understand Lee Harvey Oswald and the contradictory theories he was coming out with all the time. Indeed, over the course of this video channel, I've come out with so many contradictory theories that is crazy. Indeed, I seem to be contradicting myself all the time. That's what's really interesting about this. Indeed, I've been part of a behavior modification experiment coordinated by a Soviet GRU doctor who I believe is Dr. Grigorenko, and his sidekick, GRU Colonel Sergei Borodin. Indeed, they have been transmitting frequencies at me for several years and bombarding me with gamma radiation in an attempt to drive me totally crazy. So it's all very interesting. Right now, for about the last 45 minutes, there has been a glitch in the beaming technology, i.e. the mind control programming. So right now I feel okay. Indeed, though any minute this could change, and I may suddenly be lost again in a Russian haze. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, British viewers, of this YouTube content have come to a theory that I am being mind controlled by Russian networks, and indeed, I think I may have to agree with this theory. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I do believe that the Russians are mind control programming me and tracking my every movement and association. So it's all very strange to consider. Indeed, the house round the corner that's been set up by MI5 is a watching beacon for a GRU operation. Indeed, the Soviet intelligence services have so heavily penetrated the British intelligence services. It's beyond words. Indeed, it seems that Putin is controlling British intelligence, not the other way round. So it's all very interesting to consider that my theories flip back on their head a lot of the time. So it's all very strange to consider. Indeed, I don't like Russian stuff very much. Indeed, I have a curiosity about Russian mental patient culture. But generally, I don't like Russian stuff that much. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, this is all connected to a Russian cell of the GRU who are coordinating percentages of the British organ trade. Indeed, they wanted to shut me down the minute I started talking about the organs because they knew I was intelligent. So it's all very interesting to consider that this all has to do with the exposures of the organ traffic being operated through Walter Rose and Sons butcher shop, which interestingly is being handled by a Russian cell of the GRU. Indeed, the Russian cell of the GRU attempted to reverse this knowledge by utilizing a behavior modification program on me. They would basically see me as the Russian agent, rather than revealing the truth that the GRU coordinate the operations of Walter Rose and Sons butcher shop. So it's all very interesting to consider this, that the GRU networks are coordinating the organ trade down here in Wiltshire, and the main clients are Russian elites of this organ trade. So it's all very interesting to consider this. Indeed, the Russian mental patients being kept in catacombs beneath devices are themselves test subjects of an ongoing Soviet mind control agenda, i.e. Project Sturm, which has so many different hypnosis and behavior modification techniques. It's unbelievable the extent of the Soviet mind control programs that occurred often in the gulags and secret psychiatric facilities across the Soviet Union, and even in devices, but with the Soviet GRU controlling the British Mindgate program. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, there are many guest psychiatrists in this facility of Russian heritage who carry out open brain surgeries on mental patients. So it's interesting to consider this is not necessarily an Anglo scheme. This is Soviet behavior modification in operation. Indeed, the Walter Rose and Sons butcher shop butchers are themselves operating for a cell of the GRU. So it's all very interesting to consider all of this. Indeed, the Russians carried out an enormous behavior modification program on me, and I doubt I will ever recover. Indeed, due to behavior modification programming, I often talk a load of crazy shit. So it's all very strange to consider. Indeed, right now, They're trying to beam through my camera at me again. Indeed, they often try to beam through my camera at me to cause me temporary blindness, which is altogether rather annoying. Indeed, this laboratory in the suburbs of St. Petersburg is supposedly the place of my birth. However, I'm not entirely sure that is the case. So, it's all very interesting. Indeed, that may just be the programming taking effect there. I'm not sure about that theory. Indeed, I often discard my own theories on things because I'm not entirely sure who I am anymore or what I represent. Indeed, as I've stated, my only loyalties are to Anglo-Saxon felines, so this is the truth of it. My only real loyalties are to Anglo-Saxon felines. Indeed, I don't care if the GIU continue with this constant bombardment of microwave beams and behavior modification experimentation and voice-to-skull technology to drive me absolutely crazy. I know that my only loyalty is to Anglo-Saxon felines, so it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the organ trade is a really serious problem here in Wiltshire, with all the supposed local gangsters who are actually police informants wanting to be involved in the organ trade. And this is creating absolute dickheads out of the Anglo-Saxon male population. So it's all very interesting to consider, and this is all to do with the organs. Indeed, as I stated before, the KGB is known as the organs for a reason. Indeed, the KGB set up the organ trade in Wiltshire in the 1930s, and it's been going on ever since. Indeed, it's no surprise that the Roundway experiment in 1947, at a time of huge communist sympathy within British intelligence, that the Roundway experiment was set up in Devizes in 1947. They chose Wiltshire specifically as the place to set up the Roundway experiment. So it's all very interesting to consider, because the location of Devizes directly interconnects with the organ traffic, utilizing networks of local Freemason butchers. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, supposedly, these days, the KGB control the Masonic lodges in Britain. So it's interesting to consider this. Indeed, you have to realize that a lot of this is just a working theory. But I'm pretty sure I'm right about the fact that it's the Russian state operatives of the GIU who are beaming at me and utilizing voice-to-skull technology on me. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the British intelligence services are also doing it, though. So it's very interesting to consider this. Indeed, this is severely damaging my mental health and causing me to constantly contradict myself. That's the thing. It causes problems. However, I'm not going to be taking anything down from this YouTube, because this proves the fact that the Russian intelligence services have been carrying out a behavior modification program on me. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, this is the problem. I previously said things about Anglo people that they may not like. But the thing is, I've had a terrible experience of Anglo populations in these villages in Wiltshire. So you can forgive me for saying these things. Indeed, Wiltshire police are attempting to arrest me for spying for the Russian Federation. i.e., spying on warmest a military base. However, this is not the case, and these videos should hopefully prove that. Indeed, this is the Blackwell legacy continuing, what with British MI5 being heavily riddled with Soviet deep penetration agents. It's interesting that the Blackwell legacy then attempts to cast exposers of the Roundway experiment and such black operations as Soviet spies. So it's all very, very interesting to consider what is going on. Indeed, as I stated, I know where my real loyalties are. To the Anglo-Saxon felines down here, although I haven't met any of them yet. This is the thing. Devices are creating a smokescreen whereby people think I'm a Russian agent, which means Devices Police is being coordinated by a GRU cell. Indeed, this is SMERSH-style counterintelligence techniques. Really clever SMERSH counterintelligence techniques. Indeed, SMERSH are most probably the most effective counterintelligence operation on Earth. So it's interesting to consider, indeed, the Russian mind is able to think in ways that the British intelligence services can't understand. So this level of counterintelligence deception and manipulation is another level of intelligence operation. So it's really quite scary, especially when you consider that the perestroika was all part of a SMERSH counterintelligence operation. Indeed, the same networks are running the Russian Federation that ran the Soviet Union, i.e. Bavarian Illuminists, interestingly. So very interesting to consider, and all of this interconnects with the organ trade here in Wiltshire. Indeed, as soon as I began to target the organ trade in Wiltshire, the SMERSH networks via GRU military technology attacked me with beams. In a bit of misguided thinking, I thought it was certain devices' residence, but it seems that perhaps that these beams were long range and remotely operated by remote operators somewhere in the countryside. So it's interesting to consider, indeed, Wiltshire is riddled with Soviet agents and sleeper cells. So it's all very interesting to consider, indeed. This has been an enormous behavior modification program, an experiment carried out on me by the Russian state in conjunction with British intelligence elements that wish to protect the Roundway experiment and the Walter Rose and Sons butcher shop, i.e. the central hub of the Wiltshire organ trade. So it's all very interesting to consider all of this. Indeed, this is really strange. Indeed, I know I've insulted Britain many times, but you have to understand, I've been mind controlled. This is the thing. Also, I've been treated absolutely abominably by people of British heritage in the last 12 years. So you have to consider all of these things and take all of these things into account. Indeed, the Russian government are laughing at the British police for not realizing they had a remote mind control subject in their county. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, this is SMERSH counterintelligence operating a scheme in coordination with certain British police cells who are aware of this remote mind control technology. So it's all very interesting to consider, and it was all done to stop me exposing Wiltshire Police organ trade. So it's all very interesting to consider. It seems there is a direct connection between Wiltshire Police and the Russian state, which means the Soviet intelligence services have infiltrated groups of police quite considerably. So it's all very interesting to consider and already quite disturbing. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now.